What's going on, guys? Welcome to the new room. So it's actually the same room, but I rearranged a bunch of stuff. Got a new desk. It's a standing desk, so I can stand if I want to now. Replace the background with some new material there. I think it looks pretty cool with the RGB lighting. And so yeah, I'm excited. I've been working on this for a while. You guys didn't know that because I had videos scheduled out, so you didn't see the lapse in recording. But I actually haven't recorded a video in a while I was working on this. Anyway. I'm excited. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video, which is a puzzle that is pretty fascinating. All right, here's the situation. It's white to play and win. There's only one winning move. This is not an easy puzzle, so don't feel bad if you don't get this one. But the interesting thing about this is that there are 16 pawns on the board. White has 8 and black also has 8. Pretty interesting. Now, this is a composed puzzle, so that probably explains it. But still, it kind of looks like a position that could come from a normal game, at least in my opinion. All right, before I say anything else, white to play and win. If you would like to pause, go ahead. All right, well, if you had a chance to look at that, the interesting thing about this position is that the most natural move, king to d4, which is, kind of following the basic principles of king and pawn endings, right? What are you supposed to do at the end of the game, especially in king and pawn endings? Well, activate your king, right? The active king wins. It's a saying you hear in chess, and it's probably like 90% of the time it's true. In this position, it's the wrong move. And the reason is because black has a hidden threat in the position. If you would like to pause, what do you think black's hidden threat is in this position? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, the move is g5, and the plan is to push this to g4 and create a passed pawn along the h file. So for example, g5, and let's say we kind of continue with our plan of bringing our king forward. Black is going to play g4, and they're threatening simply to take this pawn and come down here and get a queen. So we can't really let that happen, so we could take it, but then they could take this way. And by the way, I should mention, we can't take this way or this pawn is gone, right? So we have to take this way, but then black recaptures, and again, it's the same threat. They're going to come here, take this, and get a queen. And if we take, then black just simply pushes. They're going to be a lot faster than our pawn, right, and get the queen. So the only thing we can do is capture here. And some of you might be thinking, well, after black takes, now we can stop it. We go king to f3, and if they push, we come over here and take it. But what if they don't push? And here's the interesting thing about this position. Yes, our king is stopping the pawn, but only if we leave our king just sit there. Just sit there. We can never move our king. So for example, let's say black says, all right, I'm going to start hunting the pawns. And we say, well, let's come up and defend or something. Nope. Then it's a queen. We can't catch it. If we move it over here, same thing. It's going to be a queen. We can't catch it. So we cannot move our king. Our king is stuck. See, normally you would be able to loop around like this and capture the pawns, but we can't because our pawn is there. So we get this really interesting dynamic where black's king is basically free to go and just capture this and then kind of come over here and come down here and, whatever they want to do, just take all our pawns. We can't do anything. That's the problem, and that's the big threat. Going back to the beginning, that's the big threat that black has in this position. G5, G4. And what are we going to do about that? That's why king to D4 is actually a losing move. Following that same train of thought, B4, just kind of shutting down the king over here and stopping the king from coming in, also losing because of the same idea, right? And what are we going to do? Like, we could try to bring our king around this way, but as soon as we bring our king this way to defend, black's going to do the same thing. Start coming up and start eating up our pawns, right? And come in like this and again, take all of our pawns. So you can see the problem. All right, so you say, Nelson, what's the winning move? The winning move is e5. And you might be thinking, well, how does that stop black's plan? The same plan, right? Well, let's see. G5. Now we can bring our king up. G4. And now what are we going to we can take. And black can take. And here we have a move that we didn't have before. If you would like to pause, what should we play? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, the only winning move is capturing this way. See, if we take here, we end up with the exact same situation. Black takes, we have to go here, and we get the same sort of, we're locked up, right? Our king is stuck, and black's going to do the exact same thing and take up all of our pawns. But when we take this way, we create a passed pawn. Now, yes, black's going to push the pawn, and yes, we have to go and stop it with our king. And it's sort of the same situation in that our king is trapped, but we actually get something in return this time, our own passed pawn, which is very interesting because watch what happens now. King to c6, we push our pawn. King to d5, We push our pawn. Black captures this guy, and we can't push again or black would catch us. See that? Right? But now we have this fascinating situation where, let's just say, for example, we play the move b4. Black's king can't move either. Because, for example, where can black's king move? Here? Then our pawn is gone. We get a queen. Where else can black's king move? Here? We get a queen. What about here? Takes this. We get a queen. You see that anywhere that the king moves, we get a queen. So both kings are stuck. Both kings are stuck. We can't move our king or black gets a queen. Black can't move their king or we get a queen. It's fascinating, right? So the question is, what's happening over here on this side of the board? And who is going to be able to put the other player in Zugzwang, where they have to make a move that they don't want to make, right? So black plays the move a5. It's your move. You're playing as white. What do you play to win the game? Well, if you had a chance to look at that, the only winning move in this position is, wait for it, a4. Now, if you said captures here, here's the problem. Black's going to play a6, and all your pawns are stuck. Yes, you can push this, but black's going to simply push by, and yes, you can push again, but then they take and get a queen. So you don't want to do that. But again, if you go here, it frees up black's king. They're going to take your pawn. And if you move your king anywhere, black gets a queen. So the only winning move was a4. And here's the idea. It doesn't matter how black captures you. Let's say they take this way. We're going to capture. And look at this interesting situation. Black can choose which pawn to move. It doesn't matter. And then we get the final pawn move, locking up everything and putting the ball in black's court. This is called Zugzwang. And black is forced to make a move that they don't want to make. They have to choose between either giving us a queen or giving up their pawn, in which case our king is now free to go around and hunt all the pawns and slowly win the game that way. So whatever black does, they basically lose. The other option here, if black captures this way, if you'd like to pause, what's the move to win here? If you had a chance to look at that, a takes b5 is the winning move because, again, it puts the ball back in black's court and they don't really want to move this pawn, or we simply take it. If they move here, we simply take it. If they play a5, what do? En passant, right? And we still take it. So either way, we win. The only way you could go wrong here is if you play a5, and then black would play a6, and it's us who's in Zugzwang now. We have to make a move that we don't want to make, right? So it was all about finding this move a4 and who could lock up the pawns here to force black to make the move that they didn't want to make. Pretty cool puzzle. Congratulations if you found that. Make sure to let me know in the comments and let me know what you think of the new setup. I'll see you guys next time. As always, stay sharp, play smart, and take care.